Pure Flix movie review.
All right, it's time to movie time.
Movie
the movie
time.
review, Pure
Yeah.
Flix movie review. Okay, so what we did this week, guys. So the last couple ones, it just progressively got worse.
Yeah.
And look, I love Pure Flix. I think there's a place for creating Christian content. In fact, I'm doing a message on that at the shindig here at the family camp, and I think it's vital. And so I don't want to just make fun of Pure Flix. So what we did is we decided, well, we know of a good one. So we kind of cheated this time. So Chuck and I have seen it. Yeah, Chuck, all of us have seen it except for Larry.
Right.
Yeah.
And we knew that this was a really, really good one.
Larry?
And yeah.
What are you doing?
So Larry's first reaction was kind of important. So we did the movie Woodlawn, and by the Irwin brothers. And if you have not seen Woodlawn, it's one of my. It's in the top few all-time Christian.
I'd say top 3.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
very
right up.
good.
We did
Excellent.
during the basketball tournament, we did a bracket of Christian
Right, I
movies.
remember.
It didn't make my
that's
final
right.
4. Now, it wasn't my favorite. Didn't make it. I think it was in the finals, actually.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
it's that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one that I think we would all definitely encourage people to
Yeah.
watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would.
So yeah.
Yeah, it was very good.
Larry didn't
I
see
was quite
this.
surprised.
Yeah. What were you expecting?
I had very low expectations.
Okay. Because of the other ones.
Yeah.
Set him up.
Yes. And even though we were pumping it up.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah, but still, I was like,
Yeah.
because some of the movies you like, I'm like,
Yeah.
but and especially after the last 2, I was like, ooh.
Well, we didn't necessarily say we liked.
Well, that's true, but no, it was really well written. Never mind. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Very good. And what I was saying, I liked that they, because it was based on loosely based on true story,
Right.
and they did incorporate some of the actual footage,
Right.
news footage of the time.
So I'll just give a quick synopsis because people are like, what do you mean of the time? So this is during the
1970s, early
Yeah,
70s.
early 70s.
It's set in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah,
sometimes called the most segregated town in America, or city
Right.
in America.
Yeah.
At the time.
At the
Right.
time. This is the location of the 16th Street Baptist Church.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bombing
the
and-
bombings that occurred. And this is at a time of forced integration. So this is a high school. Woodlawn's a high school set in Birmingham during a time of forced integration. And the movie is really a sports-based movie.
It is. It's a football movie.
It's a football movie because it's really focused on the coach and the team at that high school during this integration. And it also is... I guess the focus from the chaplain that came in.
Oh, yeah,
You
that's
see,
true.
you see
Right.
it more of as an evangelist, really, in the movie.
Right.
His name's Hank.
Hank.
And he comes in and shares Christ with the team in a very
Yeah.
interesting way. And the theme of the movie really is the love of God and His
Right.
ability to overcome,
Right.
Forgiveness.
to create forgiveness and to
Especially
be able
in
to
that
heal.
setting
Yeah.
where you've got a lot of hate, a lot of
Yeah.
frustration, a lot
Tension.
of anger. Yeah, my goodness. And
Yeah.
so the star player is a black guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, you're mixing 2 schools and they don't want the black guys playing, but he's that good.
Yeah.
And, well, he puts them in and it changes things. And
Well, yeah, and I was going to say, the other thing I appreciated about it was it wasn't your typical sports movie
right.
where...
You're not going to give a spoiler, are you?
I was going to, and then I thought maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just wasn't the typical. The emphasis wasn't on necessarily the sports.
Right.
Winning in
But
sports.
it's interesting because if you watch the trailer, you kind of get that feeling,
Right.
that it's on the sport,
Right.
Right.
But it's not.
It's not.
definitely
I mean,
not.
there's obviously good action, and they do a good job. It's one of the better. I mean, growing up being an athlete myself, and sports movies are usually terrible.
Yeah, they
It's
are.
just the action
It's
is not
difficult
real.
to be able to pull it off.
Right, and they did a very good job.
I mean, these are
of-
some. You want to see some hard hitting? There's some guys. There's some guys that got hurt doing that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
I do have a question for Sarah, though, about the movie. Did you like the music?
I did.
You did like the music. Okay.
Did you
I
know the
like the
song?
music. At least several of them. I was
okay,
like, oh,
okay.
I remember that.
So
Yeah,
Larry's
brought me
asking
back.
that because it is the 70s and during integration, and so the soundtrack incorporates the music
Right.
of that time period. So it's a lot of the soundtrack's a lot of Southern rock.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Well, I
Right.
thought it had Jesus Freak in there, didn't it?
No,
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Jesus
something
is
else.
still all right
Okay.
with me.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
The
Yeah.
Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
The Doobie Brothers.
Right.
Oh.
But yeah, she knows it by the DC Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like those DC Talk song.
No, that's by the Doobie Brothers first.
Oh.
So anyway,
And, Bob Dylan
Yeah. Oh yeah.
knocking on heaven's door.
Right. Yeah, but the way they just the story is very good. Some of the football scenes drug out for me, but because I'm like, to me, it's not about the football. But I get it. It
Right,
is. I mean, because they're football players.
Yeah, I mean, these
And-
are the two main football players. The quarterback of one team that's spread out, and the running back, which is Tony Nathan, which is the main character in the movie is Tony Nathan. Those are two prime time NFL players. They had really they. I know at least one of them, but they both won a national championship in college with Alabama, and
Right.
then I know at least one of them won a Super Bowl. I'm not sure if both did, but
he went on. The quarterback went on to 2 Super Bowls. I don't know if he won them, but maybe he did. I don't know.
So,
But yeah, they had a good career. They drew the largest crowd in high school history in Alabama. So they had a voice, and talking about affecting the change in the
Right.
culture. This was a way of doing it. And sports do have a way of doing that. It's like a lot of racial lines drop at sports because you just want to win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
especially today, they don't care. Like, I'm sure there's some people that care still, but it's a win business.
It is.
you
Don't
know?
they say winning fixes everything?
Almost,
Yeah.
almost everything.
So I learned something after the fact. I know, I'm fairly confident Larry doesn't know this. I'm curious to know if Mike knows this. Hank's character.
Yeah.
So Hank's the evangelist or chaplain that comes in. Do you know who that was based on?
well, that was the senator.
No.
What do you mean?
Part of it, maybe. So this is a life story for the Irwin brothers. Hank, the primary character that is based on, are the Irwin brothers' father. His name
Yeah.
is Hank Irwin.
How about that?
So he lived it. He was a chaplain
Okay.
at high school.
A sports chaplain.
Wow.
Yes.
That's funny. He's like, I'm a sports chaplain. You just have to see it. It's great. It's funny. It's not that funny. I mean, it's a very serious movie, but they
Right.
have some funny parts and good acting. I mean, the Irwin brothers put on a pretty good one here.
Yeah.
This was a home run.
Yeah.
Quickly, 10 out of 10. What's your rating it?
It's over 9.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Larry, you're a hard judge.
Yeah, I'd say 8.5.
Okay,
That's-
wow,
that's
you
up
are a
there,
hard
yeah.
judge. Okay, yeah.
I mean, that's a
What are you
good.
going to say,
I
babe?
mean,
10.
It's
I mean,
probably
it's
10.
for Christian movies. It is on my list. It is number 2. And it has everything. It has a good gospel presentation. It has it gets you emotional. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but when the coach goes to church,
Yeah.
and I'll just leave it at that. It's powerful because he's a skeptic, he's just like, he wants he wants to win football games. And in the process, his life gets changed.
Yeah.
Another
And,
very powerful moment of him. I don't want to spoil it. Was at the awards banquet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a real event.
Yeah.
That really happened.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
So I was like,
I'm sure it did. There was a lot of tension, but yeah, I'd have to give it a 9.5. Was it the perfect movie? I mean, it is up there as one of my favorites. If I'm going to name a favorite, it's going to be up there. And I don't really watch a lot of movies these days. It's mainly Christian movies, and so it's going to be one of my favorites. And so, yeah. That's it. So go
Yeah,
watch Woodlawn by the Irwin brothers. It's on Flix. And you can watch it there. I don't know where you can watch it, but it's on Flix. But it is definitely worth a watch. It is. There are some issues that I don't know if 8-year-olds how comfortable. There's a lot of.
It's 1973, forced integration.
Right, and so
there's a lot of- the subject
there's
matter.
fighting,
Yeah.
there's some blood because people got in fights and things like that. So there are elements that are maybe for older people. Maybe I didn't think anything of it, but my kids are all grown for the
Right,
most
right.
part.
I didn't think it was over the top or in
Right.
any way at all.
Right,
So.
but it did show a good picture of the time period and
Well, as I
what
said,
we went
maybe
through.
it might even lead to a good history
Discussion.
lesson
Yeah,
and discussion,
absolutely.
especially with older teens.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I had Joanna watching. Joanna's 5 now.
Yeah.
There was one time it's like, okay, this is going to be a little bit scary. So come here.
Yeah.
But other
But you
than
knew it was coming up.
Yeah, I knew it was coming
Right.
up, and it's not anything that's going to be they're going to have nightmares about or anything like that. It's just, okay, this is
Just
a little
unless she
scary.
wakes up with a brick, you know, and be like, hey. All right, let's get on out of this and go watch Woodlawn.